Hola, hola. Hola, hola, ¿cómo están? Hey there. We might do this kind of in English and Spanish in some parts because we have like really friends both from both parts of America, and I want that most people can understand what we're talking about right now. It's just like that. Entonces decía que probablemente estaré intercambiando entre español e inglés porque tenemos amigos que nos escuchan desde diferentes partes de América, entonces me parece justo para que todos nos podamos entender, hablar en ambos idiomas. We are a week from a really big historic wrestling milestone that is AEW All In London. They are holding this really big wrestling show in Wembley Stadium, and we know now that there are over 80,000 tickets sold. We're not in the sold out yet, but we are uh, like in the last part of becoming the biggest wrestling show ever. So that's really cool. If you start to think about AW being just 4 years old, almost 5 years old as a company, it's really good, really cool for them, for the wrestling biz, because there's not only WWE anymore. We have many more options. And also shout outs to WWE because they just sold out over 90,000 tickets between the two nights of WrestleMania 40 that are going to be in Philadelphia next year. So that's really cool. The wrestling base is really hot right now. It's cool. Entonces estamos a una semana de un evento histórico para la lucha libre, que es AEW All In London, que se va a realizar en Wembley Stadium la próxima semana. Y es genial porque ya se han vendido más de 80,000 entradas y estamos muy poco, si es que no lo estamos ya en este momento, mientras estamos en directo, de convertirse en el show de lucha libre más grande de todos los tiempos, de mayor asistencia pagada de todos los tiempos. Eso está muy bueno. Y también felicitar no solo a ellos, sino a WWE, porque justo han tenido su inicio de venta de entradas para WrestleMania 40, que se va a realizar en Filadelfia el próximo año, en abril, y ya se han vendido más de 90,000 entradas entre las dos noches. Entonces, el negocio de la lucha libre está muy bien actualmente y eso es positivo para todos y todas. There's been a lot of discussion about the All In has not that good build up to the event. Taking in consideration that it's an historic event, a really big show. That's an aspect that Tony Khan and his production team, his creative team, should work a little better. And also there's this critic about having this Mercury event, this avant-garde event, and you don't have that many singles matches. That's kind of disappointing, but you have to take in consideration that the roster is huge right now. They have really good wrestlers, both male and females, and you have a pay-per-view show that will take 4 hours to run, and they also do this 0 hour, like a pre-show that is another hour, an hour before the start of the pay-per-view show. So you have to introduce as many wrestlers as you want from your roster, because everybody wants to be part of this big event. So if you start to think about that, it's reasonable that there's not many big single matches. There's going to be a lot of multi-man matches because Tony Khan and All Elite Wrestling want to showcase all of them, as many possible they can. um, and it's like that. That's the beast. Um, if you want to make your roster visible, you have to show them, on screen time, and that's what Tony Khan wants to do. Entonces, ha habido esta crítica con Olin porque hay muchas luchas de multi-hombre, multi-mujeres, y muy pocas luchas individuales. Y claro, yo entiendo la crítica, pero también hay que pensar que es un evento importante, un evento grande y, o sea, todos quieren participar. Y tanto Tony Khan como el equipo de producción y creativo de All Elite Wrestling también quieren eso, porque igual para mantener vigentes a tus estrellas tienes que mostrarlas en pantalla. Entonces, tener estas luchas con muchos luchadores participando entre sí permite darle justamente eso, visibilidad en pantalla. Entonces, hay que entenderlo también por ese lado. There's really good matches, if I might say it, because there's a lot of wrestlers that I personally like in the card, and now we know that the main event is going to be MJF versus Adam Cole, the Brochachos. They are going to be facing each other for the AEW World Championship. And if you start to think about how cool and how fast has been MJF's run with AEW and with All In, this is like a big milestone for him because in 2018 when the Unbox and Cody Rhodes held the first All In as an independent show, MJF was part of the card and he was the opening match against Matt Cross. So it's like, a full circle for him, getting the chance to be now in the main spot, entering Wembley Stadium as the AEW World Champion. I'm facing Adam Cole, that is one of the best wrestlers in the world, and it's kind of complicated situation that they are both put on because now, even though I'm sure that Tony Khan or even those two guys, MJF and Cole, didn't think that the Better You Baby storyline will be like this huge that will connect so much with the fans. They have to think of a way that makes the match work, but doesn't jeopardize the storyline about them. Because even though, like I said before, Tony Khan didn't thought about it or might not have think about how invest the fandom will be with this storyline. He has to think about, is this the right time to end this, or should we think of a way that works for the match, that works for MJF, that works for Adam Cole, and maybe we can keep them as a tag for some more time. And the key part here is that they will have two matches that night. They will open All in the 0 hour against OC Open for the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championships. And this is an interesting situation they have because OC Open, Cal Fletcher, Mark Davis, both were competing in New Japan Pro Wrestling. Then they signed full time with AEW. Mark Davis just returned from injury, and they won the titles some weeks ago in a really cool fatal four-way tag match. And now they have to defend the titles against Better Than You Baby that had a really cool run as a tag in AEW Dynamite, in Collision. They had this really cool match against FTR. And if Better Than You Baby win the the opening match against Aussie Open, they have this big um, collective moment. The fans will go crazy. I know that they will go nuts if they win the titles opening the night. And I believe that if they win the titles, there's more of a chance that they will continue as attack. Okay, but you have to think that MJF has been a heel for his entire career, right? And he had some moments of a twinner or a face like right now, but they didn't wear like um, really honest, you know. They were part of a bigger plan for him. You know, he's always thinking about himself. So those acts of him being like the good guy were not really that. Yeah, he wanted to be the good guy. And we have this interaction with Adam Cole that, yeah, he won the Owen Hart Foundation tournament last year for the males version, but then he got injured and we saw that he might never wrestle again. That's what the doctor said. So, you know, having the chance to have him back wrestling, it's really cool. But he has these signs also that he has betrayed his friends, his partners before. And this is there's a cool segment that they have when they hug each other, that Adam is, you know, the backstabbing fist on MGM's back. So that's an interesting thing that he did that might be an Easter egg, might be not. We don't know yet, and that's something cool that we have to take in consideration during their match with Aussie Open. And also, Aussie Open are, you know, one of the greatest tag teams around the world right now, and have been like that at least for this decade. They were really good. They are really good. So it will be an easy match for the MJF and Cole. And also, Aussie Open had um, bad experience um, before when they were defending, when they were competing in London. They had two matches against IWP Tag Team Champions in the past in both Royal Quest events from New Japan Pro Wrestling. Both times they were the challengers. The first time they lost against God, you know, Guerrillas of Destiny, Tamatonga Tangaloa. I believe that was 2019, Royal Quest 1. And last year they lost to FTR in Royal Quest 2. And also, you know, FTR were the champions, they were the challengers. So this is the first time that they enter a show, a big show in London, as champions. So I don't know if the same might happen. You know, that they lost as a challengers, but now they are the champions entering the show. So that's another thing to take into considerance. So that's the way we kick off Wembley Stadium, AEW All In, and the result of that match will be like the key part of how their main event will go on. Entonces, lo que decía es que algo interesante que está pasando en All-In es que MJF y Adam Cole son el evento estelar, eso ya lo sabemos, y es una lucha titular por el campeonato mundial de AEW. Los Prochachos, que, bueno, sin querer queriendo, se han convertido en algo muy atractivo en AEW, tienen la oportunidad de convertirse en campeones en pareja de Ring of Honor, campeones mundiales, antes de su lucha en el evento estelar. Y es algo, como digo, muy interesante, pero tendrá que frente a Aussie Open, que es uno de los mejores equipos, al menos de la década, y vienen de ganar los campeonatos mundiales en pareja de Ring of Honor hace muy poco en realidad, porque Mark Davis vuelve de una lesión. Ellos han sido multicampeones en New Japan Pro Wrestling, campeones IWGP, en parejas peso pesado y campeones de AJPW Strong en parejas. Pero ahora son la cara de Ring of Honor y han firmado a tiempo completo con AEW. Entonces va a ser bien interesante ver cómo defienden. Y hay un dato interesante, que es que las últimas dos luchas titulares que tuvo Aussie Open en Londres, en eventos grandes, no fue positiva para ellos, porque tuvieron dos luchas y también hay que recalcarlo, en ambos casos ellos entraron como retadores, ninguna como campeón. Entonces esta es una primera vez. En el 2019, en Royal Quest 1, se enfrentaron a Guerrillas of Destiny, GOT, el equipo de Tamatonga y Tangaloa, y perdieron. Y en Royal Quest 2, el año pasado, perdieron con FTR, Dax Harwood y Cash Wheeler, que ahora están también en AEW. Entonces es bien interesante porque no necesariamente se repite el resultado, ya que ahora tenemos a Aussie Open entrando al evento con campeones. Y bueno, lo clave aquí es que el resultado de esta lucha, es decir, si ganan los campeonatos MJF y Cole o retienen Aussie Open, va a ser clave y tendrá implicancias en cómo se va a desarrollar el evento estelar. Entonces, eso básicamente podemos cerrar por hoy, ya que hemos conversado un poco sobre estas dos luchas en las cuales estarán MJF y Adam Cole. Y nos estaremos reencontrando nuevamente luego para continuar conversando sobre el resto de la cartelera. Esta semana tenemos Dynamite, tenemos Rampage, tenemos Collision. Dynamite va a ser en vivo y los demás van a ser grabados. Y el domingo tendremos All In en Londres, entonces va a ser una locura. Así que espero que todos disfrutemos este fin de semana luchístico que va a ser brutal. And that's it just for today. We have talked about the two matches that involve MJF and Adam Cole. We are kickoffing the biggest wrestling week of the year. And this week we have, before that, Dynamite, we have Rampage and Collision. But the only show that will be live will be Dynamite. The other two are going to be pre-taped. And then we have All in London on Sunday. So I hope that everybody here enjoys those two big events, and we get the we get to have fun. It's a big time, once in a lifetime, and hopefully not anymore. So take care, goodbye, and see you all soon.